What's good YouTube, this is Gib The Great here, back with another episode of Top 5 Tuesdays. In this edition of Top 5 Tuesday, you guys will be talking about my favourite Top 5 Fairy type Pokemon. As you guys know, Fairy type was introduced into 6th generation, so a load of new Pokemon were introduced being under Fairy typing, and some Pokemon from previous generations were changed to Fairy type, keeping some of their original typings as well. But as you know, guys, each Top 5 Tuesday list that I do, the Pokemon in it is not based on just stats or just design, but a combination of things that make them each their own. And I plan not to do include any legendaries in this. I may include Mega Evolutions, as you guys will see here in a minute, but I choose not to include any legendaries, as I plan on doing a legendary top 5 at the end of the season. Without further ado, guys, let's jump into this week's top 5, being top 5 Fairy type Pokemon. And in number 5, you guys, as you can see here, we have Whimsicott, the Grass Fairy type Pokemon. Whimsicott was introduced in Generation 5 under the evolution line of Cottony. Now, I must admit, I didn't use Whimsicott much in Generation 5 because I preferred Lilligant and, Patil more than Cottony and Whimsicott. But ability Prankster, this is a very good ability, especially when you got Grass Whistle in your moveset. Nature Modest, of course, because it's a special attacker, and then it's got the Life Orb as well for that nice and powerful, more power to the attacks, even though you do take a little bit of recoil damage, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because you've always got Leech Seed under your belt as well. So while your opponent is asleep, you're taking their energy, and you also have the moveset Moonblast and Energy Ball as well at your disposal. So you guys, Whimsicott is an amazing Pokemon, that's why he's number 5 on the list. But in number 3, you guys, we have Sylveon. Now, most Pokemon players would prefer to be Sylveon at the top of the list because, as I say, Sylveon was a new evolution that was introduced in 6th generation, being Fairy type. And of course, this Sylveon that I choose to run has the ability Pixelate, which makes all this normal type moves in but the Fairy typing, of course. Modest Nature because it's a special attacker rather than a physical attacker, and it's holding the item Pixie Play for more Fairy type power. But as you can see here, you guys, we have no normal type moves, so you can choose to run something stupid like Return if you want, or Frustration, but I know those are physical attacks. Even Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam Pixelate Sylveon, hello. But yes, it's got Moonblast, Side Shock, Shadow Ball, and Toxic. So yes, you can choose to put Pixelate on it, or Cute Charm, or the other ability has Infiltrator. I don't know. That's entirely up to you guys. I choose to run a Pixelate Sylveon. But yes, anyway, you guys, Sylveon is number 4 on the list. And at number 3, you guys, we have Azumarill, who is a Water Fairy typing. Much of us, I can't speak this week. I don't know why. Much of us predicted that Azumarill would become a Water Fairy type Pokemon. At least I did anyway when X and Y was released. His ability Huge Power, which doubles its attack stat. Adamant Nature, of course, boosting that attack stat as well. Then it's got a Citrus Berry, which plays great partnership with one of his moveset being a Belly Drum. And then Priority Aqua Jet, maximize attack, Adamant Nature, Huge Power, everything above you, everything opposite you is dying. And then it's also got to play with for Star Power as well, and then Double Edge, just so you know. You got that little bit of HP left and you want to take your opponent to the death with you. But yeah, you guys, Azumarill is another good Pokemon, that's why it's number 3. And in number 2, you guys, we have Gardevoir, the Psychic Fairy type. Now, I must admit, I didn't realize, I don't see Gardevoir as a Fairy type Pokemon. I mean, yes, it looks quite angelic, I must say. But there we go. So I prefer to run the Gardevoir with the ability to synchronize because, in case anyone paralyzes or burns you, you can pass that right back onto them. Modest Nature, of course, because Gardevoir is a special attacker, and holding the Life Orb for more power, but taking that recoil damage into consideration as well. Now, it's got the moveset Moonblast, Psychic, Thunderbolt, and Focus Blast at its disposal. Moonblast and Psychic, nice and powerful stab moves, 100% accuracy as well. Thunderbolt just for type coverage, and Focus Blast because it's nice and a powerful 120 base special attack. Even though it has got a 72% accuracy, no one's going to expect a Focus Blast Gardevoir unless you bring it into a wide battle. And, you can run an Energy Ball Gardevoir, Focus Blast Gardevoir, it's entirely up to you guys. But yeah, Gardevoir, such an amazing Pokemon, it's number 2 on my list this week. But in number 1, you guys, we have another Mega Evolution Pokemon that I love to run whenever I use it in a Wi-Fi team, and that is Mawile and Mega Mawile. Steel Fairy. Hello, if becoming Steel typing as Mawile already is, it has one of its immunities that is a Fairy type weakness, and then being Steel type, it also takes away the other Fairy type weakness. So with that, it has two immunities, and it only has two weaknesses, being Ground and Fire. Amazing Pokemon. It has the ability Sheer Force, which removes additional effects and moves for more power. Adamant Nature, of course, what with Mawile being a physical attacker, and the Life Orb again for more vehicle damage, but extra power as well. It also knows the moveset Iron Head, Play Rough, Crunch, and Sucker Punch. Iron Head and Play Rough, nice, powerful, physical moves, 100% accuracy. Crunch, it's just... Honestly, I'm quite surprised that Mawile didn't get the ability Strong Jaw. So look at the thing on the back of his head. It's like a, how do you call it? A Venus firefighter plant or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, I think Mawile should have the ability Strong Jaw. I reckon they should incorporate that into future games if they can. But it just looks so obvious they should have Strong Jaw. But anyway, this one has Sheer Force and Sucker Punch as well. No one's going to expect Sucker Punch and Mega Mawile. But anyway, guys, Mawile, favourite Pokemon of Fairy typing. That's why it's number 1. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this edition of the Top 5 Tuesdays Fairy type Pokemon. Next week we'll be talking about my top 5 ground type Pokemon. So if you look forward to that, make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest Ultra Tech content. Make sure you hit that like button as well for this episode or for the series, and comment with your favourite top 5 Fairy type Pokemon as well. With that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. You guys are amazing. I've been Gib The Great. This is me signing off.